Thinking forwards is one of those things where it's like you need to do it to progress your life, but how far? That one depends on each person. Like for me, I'm not out here actively thinking about my 10-year plan. Maybe other people ask me, I'm like, God damn, I don't know. What am I supposed to say? What am I gonna be doing in 10 years? I got no idea at all. But for other people, it's like, nah, they got a lot of things planned out. I'm like, why? I mean, I can answer why. Sure, it's like, oh, you want to have structure, you want to figure out, when you're going to do these major milestones. But at the same time, it's like, how do you, like, do you genuinely expect all of these things to come to fruition? And if you don't expect all of them to come to fruition, is it is it just a nice to have, like this whole 10-year plan? Like, is it nice to have that, like, you have these set milestones and all that, and keeps you from like overthinking? I don't know. But when it comes to ideas and like projects and products and services and anything that like is related to businesses, even like business finances, thinking forwards, in statistical terms, yeah, it's really good. Um, Ideas though, like you might start thinking back, and it becomes the whole process of like, oh man, that's such a good idea. Why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I think of that? And generally, it's like, shit, you could have, like, you probably could have, maybe not that specific idea, but like if you look at where things are right now, it is it that absurd of an idea to say that you can project and think what will, like, what in, like, broader terms, and like in broad, like, reality is gonna happen. Like if you look at the AI boom, which, I mean, people can say, oh yeah, I saw it coming, but at the same time, it's like you could see it coming a mile away, but you didn't prepare for it as if it was coming and it was only a mile away. Like where it goes becomes, do I, the human, have to, what, do I only really do things that I want and feel enjoyment from? Is that where we're headed towards? Where like every single um thing that makes you unhappy, or like every problem and discomfort, is that supposed to be solved via like information and data? Like, if you've ever watched the movie Wall-E, Wall-E was, I mean, it was a great, like, I don't know, utopian place, this like spaceship where everyone gets everything handed to them and is like scrolling their phones constantly and watching TV and like just enjoying media via these like telecommunication headsets that they had on. Like, is that where we're headed towards? Like, am I not supposed to think about what I want right now? As in, like, maybe on Mondays, for some reason, I, start of the week, I like having burritos. At a certain point, like, will my decisions no longer be mine? It'll just be um, an AI variation of me that assumes and expects what I want, because you would be surprised, but your whole thought process could genuinely, generally be estimated because of all the factors in your life and like the things you've gone through in the past. And it all comes down to data. It's like, if I happen to walk by a McDonald's at like 12 p.m. and I'm hungry, is it a crazy estimation to say that I might walk in and get me a Big Mac? This AI probably knows that I like Big Macs and will probably suggest it beforehand. And you go even further than that. It's like algorithms right now, like on TikTok and this, they'll suggest certain videos at certain times of the day because that's what it assumes you're thinking or feeling. And it's like, at a certain point, it like, you might want to deny and say, nah, that's not what I wanted to watch. It's in the ballpark. It's got to be in the ballpark, right? Like, do I like watching food videos in the evening? It might suggest that. Do I like watching basketball content at night? Might suggest that. And then it might even go further, and it's like, oh, each time you open the app, it's like, oh, this person's wants, like, they're really scrolling, so they probably want some funny stuff on their feed. And at a certain point, like, my like feed is one thing. Like, feed is one thing, but life is like, I don't want to have to start thinking that every decision I make is going to be estimated, and then I don't even need to think anymore about anything. I just have to scroll as the way of inputting data into this whole, like, yeah, like library of information that AIs read, just so that what, at the end of the day, I don't have to click order on a burrito tomorrow because it'll just be there like magic. And then what? Like, where do you go from there? Is everything will be optimized because you can actually predict what the person starts to think and when. Like, if it knows that you happen to have a computer and you happen to buy computer stickers, and these stickers might be of food or this or that, maybe whenever it sees you go to your computer, it'll suggest those sort of foods, because those stickers will trigger and evoke a reaction. Am I crazy to think that? Is this where we're headed? At what point does, like, do people not, at what point are people not able to find work to do, things, places to go, things to quote unquote enjoy, because the greatest source of dopamine resides at their house? At what point can a person generally think, man, I I I don't actually, like, I don't know what to do, because everything that you want to do is predicted, and then the AI agent, it's supposed to start predicting that you thought that. Do I have to, not me, but is job security like that much more important now than it was before, because there aren't that many jobs that were needed before that are now? But at the same time, to reach that reality, do you like, what needs to be done? What information needs to be extracted from a person? Like, most of their behaviors for I want to say a quarter, but yeah, maybe like a sixth of their day are all recorded on and sent to these major corporations to use. Like, at what point is, like, AGI is supposed to aim for consciousness, right? Like, that's the whole thing. Why? Like, if it's conscious and can, like, generally, be have those human traits, which in like, for that to really be the case, it needs to have the ability to, like, as humans, like, generate cells, like, and cells multiply over and over. It needs to be able to do that. It needs to be able to multiply itself in forms of, it needs to, like, grow by itself without the interference of people and without the help of data. Like, it needs to find its own data, not what's on the internet, not what's already been used. Like, and then what? So now it starts tracking where I'm looking, as in, like, physically. Like, if I'm looking towards Mexican restaurants when I happen to go on a walk more than American restaurants, is it going to start is it going to start promoting these restaurants, not even these restaurants, these sorts of food? Will there ever be a time where, I don't know, you start losing control? I feel like that's what's happening, but as things go, maybe a major shift will happen that makes people negatively view AI, in the same sense as the saying, you can either die as the hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Will AI become the villain? Will it become the thing that people don't want because it takes away the beauty of life? It changes your mind for sure. Like, if I'm making something, writing code, do I need to think nearly as, like, when it comes to ideas? Sure, like, yeah, you can think. It takes time to think, but now, like, the intricacies of actually developing that and, like, going forwards and, producing an MVP, it's like, I don't have to think that much anymore because it'll do what I ask, and it'll do the same thing for other people too. Like, it's a case of the world was separated before, what, air travel, before telecommunication, and then it's like, oh, something cool got invented in America. That might not be the case in, like, England or even more remote than that. Like, and then when people could travel, it's like, shoot, one dude might go and create that new thing in a different country. Might as well, right? Delivery services. You think Uber Eats is that crazy in other parts of the world? Nah, they got their own delivery services. It's it's really something to think that at a certain point, you don't have to make decisions because those decisions were premeditated and estimated by every single thing in your life and everything you've gone through. And now what? Now what am I left with? I don't even need to taste the burrito bowl, right? If I order a burrito at that point, because it's like, it could probably, could it, could it simulate the taste for me? Could it activate the exact same receptors in my head? You know, meet every single taste on my taste bud? Like, is that where we're headed? Because I feel like education has already, taken a negative bump. People don't need to learn, people don't need to use their brain nearly as hard to learn. And which means they're not learning at the same capacity. The rate will be higher, but what they actually take out of it won't be. And then you're stuck with lower quality talent. Like, it's a curve. So will the smartest generation be the people who graduated, people who are graduating in the next few years? Because let me tell you, 10 years from now, those children they're not nearly as equipped for actually creating and solving problems in the same way that like the people who've graduated recently are. They're more equipped for life and the transition towards artificial intelligence, right? Because that's what they've grown up knowing. Maybe that generation's primary search, like internet search browser function, doesn't happen to be Google, it's ChatGPT. Maybe that's how they grew up and that's what they know. And then what, like, is content specifically created? Like, content right now, yeah, the advertisers and content can switch based on, like, even like I heard on like reruns of How I Met Your Mother, like one movie changed from what it actually was to like some advertiser just like wanted to advertise their movie, so they like bought that one like placement. And now that happens a lot in a lot of things. So it's like, at a certain point, like, do you really need to film content? That whole human aspect is what people crave, and that's why like all these like not grok, all these Sora things they're not as cool as you would have expected, because it's like, oh, people know it's AI, they don't want that. Yeah, but at a certain point, do you need to genuinely film a show when a person looks and sounds and acts and reacts exactly the same as an AI like version of themselves, and they have free form thinking, this AI version of themselves, because of all the data it has for that person? Can you make a show tailored to me with every single thing I want at every moment and time? Do I get stuck in a loop where I can't even think for myself because an AI agent of me is thinking for me? Yeah, well, that's sort of what I've been thinking. It's kind of it's an unfortunate thing to discuss, but like maybe there's a positive and maybe I'm missing the bigger picture, the bright side, all that. Who knows, but this is sort of what I've been thinking about.